Hello and welcome everyone. So in today's episode we're going to be taking a look at Doge USD, which is Dogecoin quoted in US dollar. Now as you can see, since our last video we mentioned with you this triangle formation. We mentioned that when it comes to triangle there's two scenarios, either break to the upside or break to the downside. We did a break to the upside, which was the high probability scenario. However, we went up, we did a double top around here, we backtested the apex of the triangle, as you can see here, around the 50 being the level of 005 being the level of equilibrium of the triangle. Now this is something that we mentioned in our previous videos, but this is usually a price action that happens a lot in commodities. So if you trade commodities, you're pretty familiar that whenever we get a break above the triangle, there's big chance that we backtest this level of equilibrium, which was not which was nothing else than just a gift. This is a buying opportunity gift when it comes to Dogecoin, and as you can see here, Dogecoin just went parabolically. However, when it comes to Dogecoin at the moment, it is very risky because we're going to be going to smaller time frames here. We mentioned that this EMA here is doing a very good job at keeping the price up. So I'm going to change because the EMA wasn't 85, it was 55. So as you can see here, the 55 EMA is doing a very good job at keeping the prices up here. And it did a very good job at keeping the prices up here. We did dip below, but this one was understandable because this was the backtest for the apex of the triangle, which was the level of equilibrium. Now, since the bull market started again, this is a typical cycle, as you can see here, where the sentiment of Dogecoin got ultra bearish, where people, and as you can see, we also had reversed head and shoulders with this as a neckline. And this is something typical you see when there is basically either fear or just very bearish sentiment. Here a lot of people were telling that, Dogecoin will not have the bull run, Dogecoin is over, etc. And this is where you need to buy. Like Warren Buffett said, if there's value in something, like Warren Buffett said, be fearful when other people are greedy and be greedy when other people are fearful. So here the sentiment got ultra bearish. This was, if you wanted to go long on Dogecoin, this was the good level to get in. So always, because 95% of traders lose money. So just by doing the opposite of what the 95% of people do, you will have significant chance of winning. You have actually 95% of winning your trade. So this is something related to psychology, and you gotta keep that in mind. And this is typical cycle. Typical cycle, there's always fear, and then there will be, as you can see here, a little bit of optimism, and then we tend to have these greed and euphoric move. This was a euphoric move in my opinion. This is why right now we're doing this double top at the moment. This is why right now personally I wouldn't touch Dogecoin, because the move has already been made. It is a little bit too high because right now it is very vulnerable for a huge sell-off, especially because if you go and watch what's going on in the crypto market at the moment, we had a terrible day when it comes to crypto after the release of the news related to money laundering. And this is not that good of a news when it comes to crypto. As well, adding to that, there was a Chinese whale that sold 9,000 Bitcoin. So just to give you into perspective in dollars, what 9,000 is. So 9,000 is basically 500 million, almost 500 million worth of Bitcoin sold in one single day. So this shows you that there was huge profit taking at the tops here when it comes to Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is the leading crypto usually. So when you see Bitcoin going down, it usually drags other cryptos as well. And as you can see, if we go over here, we go to crypto, we're gonna see that a lot of cryptos are down today. It's basically everyone, as you can see, EOS is down, Ethereum is down, XRP is down, Dash is down, pretty much most of the crypto are down, Stellar. And this, because this happened after that terrible news when it comes to money laundering, the money laundering case. So going back to Dogecoin here, when it comes to Dogecoin, when it comes to the technical, right now we doing what's called a double top here. And even if you go to the CCI to just check, CCI is a very good indicator, which was designed first as a commodity indicator, but you can use it in other things as well. So I like to use the 233 when it comes to the settings. And as you can see here, we're having a divergence in the CCI. We already had a divergence here in the CCI, which was the first sell signal. We had one here, that was the first sell signal, and then we had this euphoric move where people were changing the price, which was the second divergence. This was two divergences in a row. This was basically a warning, a technical warning when it comes to the CCI. Adding to that a double top, it's also a technical. The technicals are pointing down as well. And alongside the fundamentals, this I see a lot of Dogecoin. I see a lot of weakness when it comes to Dogecoin. So we're gonna drop to the 1 hour chart, because the 1 hour chart is really interesting here. Because here, as you can see, we could argue that we have an ascending triangle, or maybe a cup and a handle that's forming. But just keep in mind that there is still risk out there. So we're gonna draw the trend line. And by the way, go take a look at the chart of silver. It looks a little bit similar to this price action, just so you know. So here, as you can see, we did the double top. We could have the first scenario, which is a cup and a handle is forming at the moment. This was the first scenario. The second scenario is a massive head and shoulders to form. So as you can see here, we had the shoulder, we can have the head, and we can have a small shoulder here, which can point the price downward. Another scenario, this one in my opinion is a little bit improbable, but still it's good to keep that in mind. Another one, because here, as you can see, there is a trend line. So we're gonna go over here. We're gonna draw this trend line that we're pretty much testing at the moment. So we're gonna do that right now. So this is the trend line. We're testing this trend line. We bounced off once, twice, 3 times, 4 times here, and right now we can retest it and then keep moving up. Or this trend line right now is very important, because if we do close below it, it's a very, very bearish scenario when it comes to Dogecoin. So be really careful. I personally wouldn't touch Dogecoin at the moment. If we do take the highs, however, this is a technical bullish scenario, but in my opinion, that's not very probable right now, because the fundamentals are against it. The fundamentals are against it, and the technicals as well, they're pointing downward. Sure, we are having this ascending triangle. We could argue that we're having this ascending triangle at the moment, but every other technical is pointing downward. Apart from this, every other single technical is pointing downward. However, if we do break and close above this one on a daily basis, we could have a very significant move to the upside. And the next target, in my opinion, would be level of 50 cents, because it's the psychological level. And if we do Fibonacci, we can do how big the triangle is, it can point you to 75. And if we do have this euphoric move, we could maybe one day reach 85 or even $1. However, we're very far from this. And there's technical weakness, so this is why you got to be careful. And when it comes to Dogecoin, it is a market that's very vulnerable to, for example, tweets, to news. A lot of these moves, most of these moves pretty much were created by tweets from Elon Musk. So this is another thing to watch for, is Elon Musk's tweet. But for now, when it comes to the technicals and when it comes to the fundamentals, everything is pointing downward in the short term. In the long term, we still don't know. This might be a big buying opportunity in all of the crypto market, as you can see here. This might be either a big buying opportunity or the beginning of the end of the bull cycle, and then we're gonna keep heading downward from now on. But it's gonna depend, and it's gonna depend on two things. It's gonna depend first of all on the technicals, and second on the fundamentals. And the fundamentals are related to this money laundering case, because this is just the tip of the iceberg. This is just the beginning. Because if the government do regulate cryptos, and they want to do it, either they ban it or they regulate it, and a lot of countries already started doing so. As you can see, India banned crypto, Turkey banned crypto. There's even other countries that are considering the idea of banning crypto, countries like Morocco and other countries. So if we do have a regulation when it comes to crypto, or a ban to the cryptocurrencies, well, this would be a very, very bearish scenario, and probably the end of the bull cycle that we're having at the moment right now. So just keep this in mind. So this is it, guys. This was Dogecoin USD, Dogecoin quoted in US dollar. And if you do have any questions, please do let us know, and manage your risk carefully. Right now, we're seeing huge volatility when it comes to crypto markets. So be really careful. All right, see ya.